NBC Sports Group.
The last time the Red Sox were in town, he was wearing enemy colors. The last time the Red Sox won the World Series, he was celebrating alongside his Beantown teammates.
There's not very much gray area with our role. I think it's black or white, and for me, I'm going out there, and when I'm called upon by Charlie, I'm gonna go out there and compete.
The move from Fenway to Patterson Avenue is registered very high in the closer meter. Papelbon has been shut down, lights out, slammed the door solid for the Phils, and now he welcomes his old team to town for the weekend. Since Major League Baseball introduced interleague play, there were natural rivalries that seemed to be formed long ago. There are also manufactured rivalries. This is one of those manufactured rivalries. The Phillies and the Boston Red Sox together again as interleague play begins here at Citizens Bank Park. It's game one of a three-game series. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Happy to be back at Citizens Bank Park after a two-game sweep out at Wrigley Field. The Phillies and the Red Sox, they've gotten together since interleague play began a number of different times, and there's always storylines all by themselves. But there's the added storyline of Jonathan Papelbon facing his old team.
Yeah, Jonathan Papelbon was a really popular player in Boston with the Red Sox, but now he is with the Phillies, and they're really happy to have him. You go back over Major League Baseball the last few years, you think about Mariano Rivera, all by himself, best closer in baseball. Second, probably this guy right here. Look at him dominating in his time in the American League, a strikeout pitcher on the mound for every kid's dream, the last out of a World Series as he celebrated there. And this is what he was able to do with the Boston Red Sox. Just a great career. They even tried to make him a starter at one time, but decided, nah, this guy is a closer. He's going to stay in the bullpen, and he did a great job with Boston. Now he's over here with the Phillies, and he's been tremendous. He's been perfect so far in save situations, using his fastball, use a two-seamer and a four-seamer. Got a really good slider and an out pitch of a split-finger fastball that he uses as a changeup, and he has just been outstanding. Last night, they really needed him to come in here and end this Wrigley Field-type game. It was starting to get away, and Jonathan Papelbon was able to do that. This is what he's done so far for the Phillies stats-wise, and for the most part, the gate opens, he comes in and does the job. Now, Jonathan Papelbon had that chance every baseball player wants to be a free agent. He had it at a time when he was at the top of the heap as far as his profession goes, and he talked about why he decided to come here to Philadelphia.
Well, I think for me, biggest thing is coming to a clubhouse where I was going to fit in, and playing against those guys for the last 4 or 5 years. You look across in their dugout and you see nothing but a bunch of grinders, and for me that was the biggest reason.
Well, his ex-manager, Terry Francona, used to say he felt good every time he put him in a game. Charlie feels the same way about him, Tom.
And he is excited to meet his old team tonight. As he said, he's excited to see Big Sloppy. That's Big Poppy, David Ortiz. It'll be Cole Hamels on the mound for the Phillies. He'll be opposed by right-hander Daniel Bard, who's making his 7th start of the season. All right, the hottest hitter, bar none, in the National League is Carlos Ruiz. He's certainly the Phillies' best hitter right now. 27 runs batted in. That leads the team along with Hunter Pence. He's back in the starting lineup, which we'll get to when we return. Phillies For the most live sports, Aviles, Pedroia, Gonzalez, Ross, Middlebrooks, and Salta-Lamakia. And the bottom three of Nava, Marlon Byrd, the former Phil, and Daniel Bard, who's never had a plate appearance in his professional career. And they'll face Phillies left-hander Cole Hamels, the 28-year-old, off to a very good start in 7 starts this year.
Yeah, Bard will be facing a good one tonight in Cole Hamels. You said Tom pitching very, very well. Had that little vacation that he had to take, that forced vacation, but he came back and with a real good start last time out.
So Mike Aviles will lead it off, and the first pitch is over for a strike. We're underway from Citizens Bank Park. Scouting report on Cole. Great numbers against the Red Sox. Not so great against everybody else in the American League.
Yeah, he pitched really well against them.
That ball's hit well to left center field. Pierre on the run. That one is off the base of the wall. Victorino will play it cleanly. And Aviles has a leadoff double here in the first.
Wind's blowing out to left and left center too, and it really picked that thing up and took it. Time now for Nissan Keys. 2 tonight's game, as Tom said, should be a great atmosphere. Pete McCannon running the club tonight. Charlie Manuel on a 1-game suspension. We'll talk about that later. The Phils and the Sox, you know, some people don't like interleague play. Well, this is the reason why it works when you see these 2 teams. And 2 last place teams just doesn't sound right.
Well, 2 last place teams that have both won 6 of their last 7 games. Here's Dustin Pedroia with the runner in scoring position. Pedroia was 3 for 9 in the series against the Rays. And if Cole Hamels could take any solace at all, is that the last 2 nights against the Cubs, they've gotten the leadoff batter to second base. David DeJesus started both ball games with a double. Pedroia they scored once and didn't score the other time.
Yeah, and Pedroia, Tom, one of the best at getting a runner over. He will give himself up. He tried to drag it through a little bit late, and that was to a fastball right by him.
So no balls and 2 strikes to Pedroia, who's hitting .313 with 5 home runs, 18 runs batted in.
Now's when Cole, you know, they may even try to throw something off speed now, see if he'll roll it over, and then not get the runner over because he's in a defensive position with 2 strikes on him.
Throws a changeup, swung on and missed. First big out of the night. 1 away here in the top of the first.
Now, teams have been running on Cole Hamels a little bit. You're not going to run with nobody out, but now with 1 out, Aviles at second does have 5 stolen bases. We thought he might go off speed to see if he could roll it over. Didn't expect a changeup. I mean a swing and a miss strikeout there from a guy like Pedroia.
That strikeout is number 572 for Hamels in his career here at Citizens Bank Park. He's the all-time leader in wins, starts with 93, innings pitched, and now strikeouts. Here's Adrian Gonzalez, a .273 hitter this year, and he hits one to left field. Juan Pierre, he has a beat on it. As it goes into foul territory, he makes the catch, and he gets his footing. And there are 2 outs. I was talking to Juan today about his 2 plays last night, which were marvelous. I said to this one, I said, this one was a difficult play. I said, not only because you were diving, but that line is not chalk. That's like a fire hose.
Yeah, and that brick wall's coming up at you in a hurry, too, even though there's a little bit of padding on it. I don't know how did he hold on to that thing when he hit the ground, too. It was amazing.
He said he just felt himself squeeze the glove a little bit more, but he said, you're right, it is. It's a fire hose dug into the ground. It's not chalk. Kind of odd. So 2 outs. Cody Ross, the hitter.
Been at Wrigley Field 100, 200, 3. I don't know how many times. I never knew that.
I walked down yesterday before the ball game just to see, you know, how close the line was to the wall, and I realized it. I was trying to figure out what is this, and I said, this is a fire hose.
Here's a guy that is on fire in this ballpark for the most part. No matter what uni he's in, Cody Ross loves to hit here.
7 regular season home runs at Citizens Bank Park. And he's ahead 2-0.
And 2 off Roy Halladay in a playoff game with the Giants a few years ago.
He's 9 for 35 against Hamels. And there you see what he did in the postseason against the Phillies in 2010, helping the Giants win their World Championship. Stunned everybody with those homers against Doc. Just missed inside with a, I guess that was a cutter. No, it was a straight fastball. Ross and Gonzalez in the top 5 in runs batted in against lefties in the American League. 3-0 the count. And there's ball 4. So Ross walks on 4 pitches. Only the 10th walk of the year issued by Hamels.
Just careful with him there with the base open. Young player on deck who's never seen him.
During the 2012 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Will Middlebrooks is a rookie, 5th-round draft pick in 2007. He already has 14 runs batted in this rookie season, and he takes a changeup for a strike.
He's been striking out a lot lately. He really built up some great numbers. See right there, 3rd among American League rookies with the 4 homers, 14 runs batted in. Filling in for Kevin Youkilis.
Kevin Youkilis is out with a bad back. He's rehabbing now. The 0-1 is fouled away. It's 0-2. There's some thought up in Boston that when Youkilis comes back, once he establishes himself that he's healthy, that the Red Sox might want to try to trade him.
Well, I guess it all depends on if this kid can keep it up or not.
Right.
He may just get that changeup. Now look what he did in high school. Wow. Pretty good pitcher too.
The 0-2. A little high with a fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, they must have reports or video that he chases upstairs when you get ahead in the count, because that's not an out pitch for Cole Hamels that often to throw a high fastball.
There's lead off 1st and 2nd.
Out pitch is what they're going to do right here.
There it is. Hits softly towards shallow center. Freddie Galvis waving everybody off, and Hamels works out of a leadoff double. Leaves a couple here at the top of the 1st inning. He does a wonderful job to take his team to the bottom of the 1st in a scoreless game here at Citizens Bank Park. Card. Cole Hamels at the end of the 1st inning went right down the stairs into the dugout, right down the stairs into the clubhouse. Rich Dubé followed him. He got out of that 1st inning after allowing the leadoff double. Let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. It'll be Jimmy Rollins leading it off, followed by Juan Pierre and Shane Victorino. Hunter Pence is the cleanup batter. Carlos Ruiz, the hottest hitter for the Phils, will bat 5th. Ty Wiggin's at 6th. He's over at 3rd base for Placido Polanco. John Mayberry will hit 7th. Freddie Galvis 8th, and Cole Hamels will bat 9th. And they will face 26-year-old converted relief pitcher Daniel Bard, who's making his 7th start of the year. He's 3-4 with an earned run average of 4.30.
Yeah, ups and downs for him. More hits than innings pitched, and not a good ball strike or a walk strikeout ratio.
Rollins will lead it off against him, but he takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
This guy was a heavy sinker ball pitcher out of the bullpen. Set up Papelbon, one of the best in the league at what they now call holds, to get to your closer.
And Papelbon said today that he thought that once he signed with the Phillies that Daniel Bard would take over as the closer. Yep. But the Red Sox had other plans. They decided to make him a starting pitcher, which he was when he was drafted out of North Carolina. Rollins fouls it up the first base line. It's 1-2.
Well, the book is still out on him right now on whether or not it's going to be a good move or not. Here's our scouting report on him. as Tom said, a converted reliever. He throws everything pretty hard, evidently. And, you know, those are the kind of guys that hitters after a while can get. His numbers are really good through 5 innings, and then they start to tail off a little bit.
Yeah, after the 5th inning, his earned run average is 10.29. 3.00 prior to the 5th.
And that could be a matter of just, you know, adapting to what he does now after being a short reliever for so long, or it's a pattern that he may not shake.
Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant Jeanette Volpe of Delran. Phillies hit a home run. Jeanette will win $200. Jimmy Rollins has 38 leadoff home runs, including one this year. Jimmy's hit in 3 straight. That includes 2 in a row at Wrigley Field. Now, his road numbers aren't as good as his home numbers. He's always been a good hitter, though, here at this ballpark. Way inside, 3-2. There's still even been talk this year that the Red Sox would put him back in the bullpen, Bard that is, as the closer, depending on how Aceves continues to progress. He just walked Jimmy Rollins to lead off the first.
They called a 3-2 breaking ball there. Not even close.
Bobby Valentine, his first year back in a major league dugout. He spent a few years over in Japan, then was an analyst last year on television. And he, to say he's had an up and down year is an understatement, because Terry Francona was a fairly beloved individual up in Boston. And Bobby's just a little different the way he does things.
And when you say an up and down year, too, it's still May and all the stuff that's happened with him.
Third baseman Middlebrooks is in on the grass. Pierre takes a strike. It's 0-1.
A lot of room to slap it by the third baseman. That's one thing about Pierre. He really opens up the diamond for himself. You know, he's not going to hurt teams in the outfield that much, but he can hurt them on just base hits.
Juan had 12 at bats last year against the Red Sox when he played for the White Sox, and he was 6 for 12 against them. 0-1 the count to him. To the right side. Pedroia is only going to get the runner at first, so Rollins is up to second. 4-3 on the putout. One away here in the bottom of the first, and here comes Shane Victorino. Budweiser, through the Walk-Off the Hero program, will donate $5,000 to Folds of Honor for every Phillies walk-off win. Please join Budweiser and the Phillies in honoring those who keep our nation safe and free. Phillies had one of those walk-off victories to finish up the homestand before the trip to Chicago. They've won 5 in a row. 4 games out in the National League East, a half game behind Miami, which is in 4th place. And Victorino takes the ball low, 1-0. Shane has had a pretty good career against the American League. The Phillies, meanwhile, are 20 games under 500 against the American League.
Yeah, last year and for 2 years now, they've had winning records in interleague play, but before that, it was pretty grim.
2-0 the count to Victorino.
With some of their good teams, interleague play really set them back to the point where they had to step it up big time after the All-Star break, because the interleague had really hurt them prior to that.
Well, next year, all of the National League teams are going to need to do better against the American League, because they're going to have an American League National League series every series of the year. At least that's the thought, the way the schedule is going to break down. Now, for the traditionalist who doesn't like interleague play, that's going to really spin their cap. And, you know, I'm okay with it at this point, Wills, because I was against interleague play when it began, but I've grown to like it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very difficult if there's a rain out or if there's issues with scheduling as the year goes on next year. 2-1 the count to Victorino.
Absolutely. And the biggest plus that's come out of the whole thing is, though, they've finally gotten the leagues matched with 15 and 15. You know, that 16 and 14 thing for so long, and that'll be done with Houston moving over.
The only drawback, too, is if they follow through with, let's say the Phillies could play the Dodgers only one time. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the one thing you hope does not happen. That I mean, each city should be able to see every team in their league at least once.
Correct. Yeah. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, though. But we'll see. 3 balls, 1 strike to count to Victorino. And there's ball 4. So the second walk of the inning by Bard. He's walked 22 this year in 37 or 38 innings, excuse me.
Well, that was a conversation before the game, is patience against this guy, because he has been walking batters. And one of the ways to beat him is to get him to either walk guys or make him bring that heavy sinker up where you can handle it.
Well, now Hunter Pence. A .302 career average in interleague games.
Hunter is one of those guys that it's difficult for him to be patient. They throw him a lot of stuff early in the count to make him roll things over. And that was a fastball away, but you see him get a lot of early sliders from pitchers, hoping that he'll pull off and hit a double play ball.
So he's done his last 3 ball games.
Got a big hit last night to make that game 4-1.
Two and 0 the count.
People went to sleep early last night thinking that one was over. Probably couldn't believe it. Thought it was a misprint this way. 8-7. What? It was 8-3.
Well, it wasn't as close as the score indicated.
Yeah, it was. That game was slipping away. Freddie Galvis made an unbelievable catch last night. In my opinion, saved that game. Haven't seen enough Wrigley Field games slip away at the end with weird stuff happening. And he caught that little blooper in right center, and big out.
It was nice to arrive home with a 2-game sweep of the Cubs, and Freddie did his job. A lot of folks in Chicago were very impressed with what they saw from Galvis defensively. 2-0 the count to Pence. 3-0. Rollins had taken off and then stopped. Victorino was kind of on his heels, and both stopped abruptly.
Pete McCannon running the club tonight, of course, with Charlie in the 1-game suspension. I wonder what his thinking is on 3-0s. He's done a really good job of making them be patient so far.
And there's ball 4. So Bard has walked the bases loaded here in the first.
As if the manager has anything to do with it.
Well, speaking of the manager, Charlie was suspended today because of his argument the other day with Bob Davidson, the home plate umpire in the series against the Astros. Bob Davidson was also suspended for 1 game for what baseball called repeated violations of the Office of the Commissioner's standards for situation handling.
Well, he was a little belligerent. I'll leave it at that.
Well, so Pete has the lineup card for tonight. Bob McClure, the pitching coach for the Red Sox, comes out to talk to Bard. And here comes Carlos Ruiz. Well, Carlos leads all catchers at hitting. He leads them in home runs, in runs batted in hits. You name it, he's got it right now.
That'd be a nice spot to do some damage right here and give an early lead.
The bases are loaded, the infield back for 2. And a line drive base hit to right center field. Victorino hesitated for a moment, but he's coming home. He'll score easily. It's a 2-0 Phillies lead. And Carlos Ruiz keeps on hitting.
Boy, he is something right now. I wonder if he'd be aggressive with this guy walking so many. It looked like he got a hanging slider and didn't roll it over. In fact, he hit it hard the other way. It was in off base hit off the bat. I don't know what happened with Victorino at second. There's no reason for him to be frozen on this. But oh yeah, look at this thing. That's a hanger, and I mean that's a no man's land right away. And they get the 2 runs out of it, no problem.
29 RBIs now for Ruiz.
The league's probably thinking right now, we got to shoot a hose on that boy.
It's great. Great for him, great for the team.
He is hot.
Ty Wigginton waves at a slider. That's 1-0 or 0-1.
It's another one sitting out there right now with a fly ball. You can get a quick 3-0 lead on these guys.
Pence is over at third. Ruiz at first. And 1 ball and 1 strike to Wigginton, who's playing third tonight for Placido Polanco. Charlie just figured he'd give Polanco an extra day. after fouling that ball off his knee. He's better today. And he just wanted to make sure that he was good to go as the weekend moved on.
He took ground balls. He looked fine.
It takes high, 2-1. Oh, and other interleague action. We look down in Baltimore where the Orioles have taken a 1-0 lead over the Nationals. Adam Jones has an RBI. The first place Baltimore Orioles against the second place Washington Nationals. There goes Ruiz, and a line drive to left field. The catch is made by Nava. Here comes Pence. The throw to the plate, offline. Sacrifice fly for Wigginton. 3-0 Phillies. Oh, good decision, as it turns out, by Juan Samuel. Knows the scouting report. The throw was offline just a little bit, and the Phils playing aggressive baseball take a 3-run lead.
And Pence gave him a chance to score too, because he went back. Watch right here. There's a line drive, and he goes back and tags up immediately. So now as soon as it's caught, they're ready to go. If he hesitated at all, that play would have never been able to happen, because it would have happened too quickly, and they'd have been able to throw him out or freeze him at third. Nice job.
So a 3 spot here in the first for the Phillies. John Mayberry's the batter, and he takes way outside. It's 1-0. Jared Saltalamacchia, who is basically splitting time with Kelly Shopik.
Good base running by Hunter Pence.
One ball, no strikes, the count. Bard's last start, he allowed just 1 run, but walked 4 in a 12-1 victory over the Indians. It seemed like the Red Sox thought he might have turned the corner in that outing.
Yeah, then he goes out and walks 3 in here in this inning, and they all score. Really pulling off right now. You can see everything flying out, and there's nothing left really to hit the baseball with at that point. And John, gets away from it a little bit, and then unfortunately he'll go back into it. And when you pull off like that, it's really hard to hit effectively.
There's Lance Nix, Wigginton, and Cliff Lee. You can see Lance on the trip. He was getting himself rehabbed with his calf. There goes Carlos again. The pitch is inside. The throw by Saltalamacchia, not in time. Carlos has another stolen base. What else can he do, Wills?
He's a 5-tool player. How about that? He was running on the line drive trying to steal a bag. This is just a straight steal, 2 outs. Saltalamacchia's throw was pretty good. It's just a little bit high. It was strong, right on the bag. And Lou Brock stole second. They got to get a kick out of watching that. I know we do.
Have yourself the first 6 weeks, Carlos Ruiz. And let's hope it keeps on going. 3-2 now to Mayberry.
Boy, they're making him throw a lot of pitches here in this first inning.
28 so far. Balls, 2 strikes, the count. Carlos off second. And a hot shot, base hit down the left field line. Carlos Ruiz will score. It'll be an RBI for Mayberry. Heading to second. He's there sliding. 4-0 Phillies. How about this 4 spot of the first?
That's a great start, especially when you got a guy like Cole Hamels out there for you. And look at the difference in the swing that John had there as opposed to earlier in the count. This is a spinner, there's no doubt about it. It hung up in the zone, but he really kept his shoulder in that time. It didn't pull off. This one gets by the third baseman. That ball was really hooked off, and Middlebrooks couldn't get there.
And Mayberry safe and secure at second. Safe and secure with New York Life.
Real good swing there. His stolen base gets him another run. Just the way you'd figure it.
So Freddie Galvis, the hitter, the number 8 hitter, takes a strike. It's 0-1. That is only the 13th strike of the inning for Daniel Bard. 30 pitches already, and they're moving around in the bullpen for Boston.
Yeah, they don't want to. You never want to lose a guy in the first inning, but this guy is struggling. Great job of being patient tonight by these hitters.
Galvis 233 this year with a home run and 16 runs batted in. He's been hot though with runners in scoring position.
A lot of traffic down here tonight with 2 events going on. If you look at the bullpen, the crowd a little bit late arriving, and they're seeing some pretty good stuff as they're heading for the seats.
Galvis hits it on the hands to Pedroia. He throws him out, but the Phillies some damage. Their first 4-run first inning since the 30th of April, fueled by who? Well, who else? Carlos Ruiz, a 2-run single, a stolen base, a run scored. He is just sizzling hot right now to start this year, particularly in the month of May. He helps the Phils to a 4-0 lead as we go to the second. iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at-BAT to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Top of the second, Jared Saltalamacchia, switch hitter, will lead it off. And he takes inside. It's 1-0. Cole Hamels has a 4-run lead to work with. Saltalamacchia, 269 hitter with 5 home runs and 15 runs batted in.
Has 5 home runs, but they're all left-handed. So this is a good way for Phillies to face this guy tonight, hitting from the right side.
Inside, 2-1. Well, against right-handers, he's a 282 hitter.
Just more power from the other side.
He hasn't batted that often against left-handed pitching. On the hands, shallow center field. Here comes Victorino, and he makes the running grab. So 1 gone here in the second. Daniel Nava will be the hitter. And a lot going on in Major League Baseball today with interleague play. For more on that, let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, thank you very much, T-Mac. Get you caught up on the Gwinnett Mercy College Major League Notebook. The kid they call Kid K. Kerry Wood is retiring today after 13 seasons with the Chicago Cubs. Pitched one batter today in the 8th inning. Struck him out on 3 pitches. He's calling it a career. How about the start David Wright has gotten off to, batting .411. That's the best batting average ever in the history of the Mets at this part of the season. He also has an on-base percentage of .513. And Paul Konerko was hit in the face today between the Cubs and the White Sox in the 3rd inning, suffered a lacerated eye. He's going to go through some more tests. He also hit a home run in that game in the 1st inning. The White Sox won that, guys, 3-2. Back upstairs.
Yeah, kind of an emotional day with Kerry Wood deciding to retire. He announced it before the game, came into the game, struck out the batter he faced, and that was it.
What a way to go. Huh?
What a way to go. 34 years old, and boy, I'll tell you, when he first came up, I think a lot of folks thought Hall of Fame.
He was just that breaking ball that he had. What did he strike out? 19-20 Astros
20
in that
Astros.
one game. Yeah.
2-1 the count to Nava. By the way, David Wright doubled in the 1st inning of his game, and it was career hit number 1,300 for him. The Mets trail the Blue Jays 3-1. Swing and a miss and a changeup, 2-2.
Daniel Nava, some story. Forget that day at Fenway Park. The first pitch he saw in his major league career, he hit it for a grand slam home run. I think it was off Joe Blanton, right?
It was against Joe Blanton, second player ever to do that.
He hit it to right center field, and it was crushed. First pitch.
Big Joe will pitch tomorrow for the Phillies. He's done very well.
Kuzminoff was the other guy to do it, right? Kevin Kuzminoff.
It was Kevin Kuzminoff. Nava's hitting .409. He's hit in 7 consecutive games. Little number to second base. Freddie Galvis charges. 2 outs.
Freddie Galvis is just so smooth. He's way back up the middle, playing the right-handed hitter. Doesn't run real well, does Nava, and Freddie knew that. It was just a matter of, okay, I got it, don't panic. Just glove it and throw him out. I don't know that he knows how to panic.
Not defensively, he doesn't. Marlon Byrd, the former Philly, is the hitter. He's the number 8 batter for the Red Sox. Acquired in April from the Chicago Cubs. Those are his American League numbers. .282 with a home run and 6 runs batted in.
He got hit in the face in an interleague game last year in Boston when he was with the Cubs. Really a serious injury, and came back from it, and now a member of the Red Sox.
The hitting style that he has right now is one that Rudy Jaramillo, the Cubs hitting coach, taught him when he was with the Texas Rangers. And he had a couple of really good years with the Rangers, and that produced the contract with the Cubs, but it just hasn't been the same since. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got it. Threw him a breaking pitch that was down the whole time. First strikeout, or excuse me, second strikeout for Cole. A 1-2-3 second inning. Pretty good follow up to the 4-1 first for the Phillies. So Hamels is through 2. We go to the bottom of the second. He'll lead it off. Lone Star State to tangle with FC Dallas. Local Major League Soccer action starts with Union pregame live Saturday at 8, only on the Comcast Network.
Lone Star State, huh?
Yeah, the Dynamos in Houston just opened up a beautiful new facility, or about to, I think. Hamels chops one up the first base line, and Adrian Gonzalez will walk it to the bag. So 2 pitches for Bard here in the second after 32 in the first, and there's 1 away.
Well, he desperately needs to settle down for the Red Sox and eat up some innings.
One out for Jimmy Rollins. Rollins walked and scored his first time up. Take strike 1. Jimmy in last night's ball game scored 3 times. He walked twice, singled once. So he has 4 runs scored in the last 2 games, which is always a good sign.
3 walks too.
That one he just rolled over on, and Pedroia awkwardly goes to a knee. That throws him out. So 2 outs here in the second. Last time the Phillies scored the 4 runs was against the Cubs on the 30th of April. And that was it. That was against Chris Volstad, and they didn't really do much else the rest of the game.
Volstad was optioned today.
Kind of expected that after last night's game.
Yeah, they got him out there after 2 innings. It sounds like they'd seen enough.
First pitch to Pierre is taken outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Fights that one off, and it's 1-1. Pretty good catch down there by Phil's fan.
Stands look so far away when you come back here after being
and they're really not. This is one of the closer.
Exactly. It's really close there. There's a look from first base, and there is some foul territory here. There isn't much at Wrigley.
3-1 the count to Pierre. If Juan qualified, he would be 6th in the league in hitting right now. But he doesn't have enough plate appearances. In fact, Rule 10.22a, Wheels. 3.1 plate appearances times the number of games a team has played. In this case, the Phillies 39 games. And that would give you the that number would be the number of plate appearances you need, and Pierre is just shy of that.
Thank you. Well, the way he's been playing so much lately, he's going to be there pretty soon.
Look out. Oh, boy. What did Juan say? He doesn't hit the ball that hard. He's got to do all the other things to make himself the player that he is. He just hit that ball pretty hard.
You could see him wince when he hit that. She's okay.
She caught it on the fly. She didn't really catch it on the fly, but that ball was smoked, and she was able to get out of the way and grab it. Another chance for Pedroia to his left, and he feeds Gonzalez over toward the bag. The Phillies go down in order here in the second. So after a 4-run first, Bard doesn't allow anything in the second. We go on to the third. The Phils on top 4-0.
Go to the fans section for all the information. Here's your question. Which famous Red Sox player attended Notre Dame on a dual scholarship which also included basketball? Wheels? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. I think Wheels knows that one right off the bat.
I guess.
Daniel Bard leads it off. And in his first plate appearance as a professional ball player is a ground ball to shortstop. He doesn't have to run up the first base line down just yet, but he did make contact, so 6-3 on the putout. Now the Phillies will play 3 against the Sox. That wraps up on Sunday, and then the Washington Nationals are here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Tickets are still available for all 3 of those games. You can go to Phillies.com, check out the schedule. The Hatfield Dollar Dog Night on Tuesday, and if you're interested, check out all the Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights at Phillies.com. Here's Mike Aviles. He takes upstairs. It's 1-0.
Great job by Cole Hamels in the first inning. A leadoff double by this guy to deep left center, and then he remained there. Phillies came in and got 4.
Yeah, the whole complexion of the game was changed when he got out of that top of the first, and then the Phils got the 4 in the bottom of the first. Two balls, 1 strike to count as he throws the curveball inside.
And you don't want him to just sit on 4. That can be dangerous with the offense they have.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard. The Blue Jays lead the Mets 4-1. JP Arencibia has homered again. Back-to-back games for him. Mike Aviles has just homered for the Red Sox. That is a long one down the left field line, and it's a 4-1 ball game. It's his 6th home run. Only the 4th allowed by Cole this year.
Yeah, that would have been a majestic home run at Fenway. That thing would have been over the green monster out into the street. Looked like a high changeup. Let's see what the pitch was. I mean, Cole, yeah, there's a grip. Oh, yeah. He didn't even look. Now he's going to see, well, let's see how far it's going to go.
So Pedroia takes a fastball for a strike.
That was my point I was just trying to make. But you don't want to sit on 4 runs with these guys because they got some thump. And they have Big Papi sitting on the bench for later. David Ortiz.
Hamels got Pedroia on strikes his first time up. Aviles now with 6 home runs, 24 runs batted in.
He's a nephew of a guy who played for the Phillies. Only he liked to be called Aviles, Ramon Aviles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe Mike just doesn't know that he wants to be called that.
Well, whatever he'd like to be called.
They had a big hole at shortstop that they had to fill this year because they traded Scudero.
Yeah, and they got him from Kansas City last year.
Way outside with a fastball, 1-2 to Pedroia.
They have had a revolving door at shortstop for quite a few years now. Really since Garcia Parra held it down for so long, and since then a cast of characters go through there playing shortstop.
Fly ball right center field. Victorino will take care of it. It's hard to believe that Garcia Parra, once he left, they won a world championship.
Yeah, with different guys have been moving in and out of there.
Red Sox have made a lot of changes since last year. New manager, new general manager. Ben Cherington took over for Theo Epstein. New closer because their closer they expected, Andrew Bailey, was on the disabled list very early. And of course, Jason Varitek retired. He was honored earlier this year at Fenway Park. He said Bobby Valentine, who's won over 1,100 games during his managerial career, is signed through next year with an option for 14 and 15.
That Bailey thing sent a chain reaction through their bullpen. Kid from South Jersey, a really good pitcher.
Good kid too. Really good kid.
Well, didn't he finally get to pitch in a game here last year when Oakland was here?
1-1 to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez hits one softly to second. Picked up on a hop by Galvis for the second out. Excuse me, the third out. My bad. Home run by Aviles puts the Red Sox on the board. We've played 2.5. We go to the bottom of the third. Phillies up 4-1. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by Nissan, Nissan's National 10 event for a limited time. Get bonus cash on Altima and Rogue. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Shane Victorino leads it off here in the third. He walked his first time up. Phillies walked 3 times in that first, and all 3 of the runners scored. They lead it 4-1 as we start the bottom of the third. Daniel Bard is out of the University of North Carolina, where he was a first-round selection in 2006. In fact, his teammate Andrew Miller, who's in the Red Sox bullpen, those 2 guys made up a big part of that North Carolina rotation,
I guess.
And they lost in the national championship game to who, Wheels?
I'll go LSU.
That would be a good guess normally.
Yeah.
But think Phillies. Michael Stutz and the Oregon State Beavers.
Oh, okay. Well, Bard has never pitched very well in this ballpark. His numbers were high, and they're higher after this start so far.
And a called strike 3. Victorino fooled on a changeup.
He came into this game with a 9.82 earned run average in 4 games here, all in relief.
Next time you want to catch a Phils game, if it's tomorrow or Sunday, head to StubHub, where you'll find the seats you want and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Phillies. With 1 out, Hunter Pence the batter. He walked and scored his first time up.
They did a great job in that first inning of making this guy throw strikes, and he didn't throw a whole lot of them.
Yeah, he's still catching up on it. Well, now he's caught up. His ball to strike ratio. And now he's even.
Yeah, they need to stay after him. You know, in good major league teams, the way they win games is they add on as the game goes along.
He had 17 balls in the first inning, 15 strikes. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. We continue to update what's going on around interleague play. The Braves on top of Tampa 2-1. Games in the bottom of the second. Freddie Freeman, new glasses and all, has an RBI for Atlanta. Martin Prado had a double in the first inning, so his hit streak is up to 10 games. Slider swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bard.
He's starting to get it going a little bit here.
Well, Carlos Ruiz has certainly gotten it going.
Yeah, a lot of guys walking in the first inning. He came up, got a first ball, breaking ball, ripped it into right center field. First 2 runs of the game scored. Jimmy Rollins, Shane Victorino right behind it.
All of the numbers are spectacular for Carlos Ruiz. His batting average is up to 368. How about his runners in scoring position? His last 19 ABs, he's 11 for 19.
He's amazing numbers too, and Roy Halladay's on the mound. The way he was last night, he really backs up Halladay with a lot of hits and RBIs for him.
What did Doc say after the game last night? Simply in his mind, he's the best catcher in baseball.
He said, and now, Roy made a great point, I thought. He said, you know, sometimes you have to hit to be recognized.
That's exactly it.
And, you know, I talk about him all the time, that I think he's so valuable on this team because of what he does behind the plate. It's great when your catcher hits and does these things. But the #1 job is to handle those guys and to handle the pitching staff right straight through all those different guys you run out there. And he does a tremendous job at that. And it's not easy.
Well, the point of sometimes you need to have some offensive ability to have the rest of your game recognized is so true. Whether it's fair or not, well, that's for another argument. But it is very true.
And it's not fair, as you're bringing up there. But it's all part of it. All of a sudden you start to hit a lot more and say, boy, he's really good, isn't he? Well, he's been good.
3-2 the count. See the month of May for Carlos, 440 with 4 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Ooh, and he's hit by a pitch. It was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's hope that doesn't do anything to cool him off. He's been hit before. He's been nicked up too behind the plate.
I don't know where that hit him. Hopefully not in the hand.
Now, right where that wristband is on the forearm. Doesn't make it any easier.
No. Non-throwing arm. Like they don't get hit enough, huh? He'll probably just steal another bag because he's ticked off.
Ty Wigginton had a sacrifice fly on a line drive his first time
That's
out.
what guys do who can run. You know, they get hit by a pitch and they steal.
Others hang in pain.
Well, this guy will hang some breaking balls. You know, that unfortunately in that case Ty didn't see it right away and he took it. They don't throw some really good ones.
Whoa.
He pointed at himself like it was his fault. And he would say, Gonzalez
says anybody else's.
No kidding. That's a young person's expression. Now, my bad. Watch. Like he throws a bar of soap over there and he pointed, it's my fault. What a play by Adrian Gonzalez. So look at Sam Perlaza diving for cover.
Back toward the middle, past Bard, picked up by Aviles. And he throws out Wigginton. No runs, no hits. One man left for the Phillies. The hit by pitch for Carlos Ruiz. We go to the 4th. The Phil's up by 3, and the Sarge will arrive. Boise fireworks paper in 29 vibrant colors from who but W.B. Mason. Well, 3 in the books. On to the 4th. Cody Ross will lead it off. Ross walked his first time up. Phillies lead it 4-1. You see each team with 2 hits, but the Phillies capitalized on 3 walks in the first inning.
It's amazing how many times guys are walked that they end up scoring. I was talking with Marty Bystrom about that a little earlier tonight.
Marty would never walk a guy.
No, but he would retaliate if you end up getting hit. He was one of those guys.
You are right, though, and it's why the teams like the Red Sox in past years and the Yankees have been so successful, because they've worked counts and have reached on free passes, and then the big boppers are the ones that drive in those base runners. It's been a successful formula for them. Now, I'm not saying the Red Sox, this current team, is the same. But, the Yankees were that way when they were winning their world championships. When Pedroia and the Red Sox won their last one, that's what they did.
Yeah, well, you got to be a good hitter to be able to work the count. Got to have a good eye.
3-1 the count to Cody Ross.
Well, if you're not a good hitter, most of the time, pitchers are going to come right at you. They're not just giving up the free passes. Especially if they don't have any fear that you can drive that ball out of the ballpark.
Over to third, right past Wigginton, down the left field line. Cody Ross will be aboard with his first hit of the night. And it's a leadoff double. So the third hit for the Red Sox, their third extra base hit. Now, with that being said, you don't want to be complacent. Like Ruiz, after the walks, he went after the first pitch because it was one to his liking.
Yeah, I was almost surprised at that. But if anybody was going to swing on this team, it was going to have to be Carlos. Just with the way that he's seeing the ball. That was a breaking ball that he hit. Stayed right on it.
Yep.
It's up. A little bit easier to hit when it's up. Throw the ball into right center. That's serious hitting right there.
Well, and that's what he's been doing lately. It's been serious hitting for him. I mean, the way he's been rolling.
Yeah. I mean, not thinking, going up to the plate. It has to look like a basketball, and it's coming up there. But he's been able to pick up the spin very quickly and determine exactly what that pitch is, and consequently haven't been really fooled a whole lot. Good balance at the plate.
Well, here's Will Middlebrooks, and he's fooled on that pitch. Ruiz gets to it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Make sure that Ross stays at second.
Almost seems every time we see Ross that when he's facing Hamels, he's having really good at bats. He continues to do that. One of the better hitters. I've always liked him as a hitter, mainly because he does hit the fastball.
But like a lot of fastball hitters, when it's not going well for him, I mean, you can get him off with soft stuff. I mean, when it's not going well, it really doesn't go well. I mean,
that's what I'm telling you. That's with every single body coming off pitches. You're just not able to determine whether or not it's a fastball or breaking ball. You can have some tough times.
Middlebrooks lines it toward right center field. Pence coming on, slides, and it kicks out of his glove. Ross was at second, so he'll stop at third. So first and third with nobody out. And a little jam here for Hamels in the fourth.
Now, you don't want to open the door with this kind of a team. I'm telling you, they can kick that door right down. Take a look at Pence coming in there. Now, he keeps that ball in front. That was really a good try. It wasn't one of the ones where even if he missed it, you can see Ross, he was going back to tag up. That's good base running. Don't know whether or not the fielder's going to catch the ball or not. But he came in, even though he didn't catch it, he kept the ball in front.
All right, now the Phillies will set up to try to turn 2. They'll concede the run for an out or 2. Saltalamacchia whacks the first pitch foul. And 1 the count to Saltalamacchia. He flied to center his first time up. Red Sox have bullpen action with the pitcher spot coming up. It's still a few batters away.
Not as sharp tonight on the off-speed pitches so far.
There's an off-speed pitch. Saltamacchia way out in front.
Kind of wiggles that bat a little bit like Gary Sheffield used to do, maybe not as violent. And again, each and every one of the hitters that they're doing something to make sure they have their timing right. Everybody does something maybe a little bit different. You'll see him move that bat like that. Joe Morgan used to flap his forearm there in the back. Timing mechanism.
Saltamacchia was a big-time prospect in the Braves organization, but was stalled because of Brian McCann. And they sent him to the Rangers for Mark Teixeira some years ago. A little low, 3-2.
Just a little low. Felt that was a pretty good pitch. And they're making them pitch right now, that's for sure.
Nava's on deck. Still nobody out here in the fourth.
Looking for that punch out. Even a pop up will do it. Then he can get that double play. Big pitch coming up.
He fought off a cutter, and it keeps the count full. Nice catch by that youngster right there.
It almost seems like it's a lot more electricity in the ballpark, a lot more humming going on, and you can tell that. They get into it, boy, it just gives you an added extra adrenaline flowing. Good pitch.
3 strikeouts for Hamels, and 1 out now in the fourth. Decided to just go with a plain fastball.
Well,
right
he
there.
sure did. That's what you call challenging him. There's old-fashioned red almost. That ball cutting in there too a little bit. 92 as he gets it there on the hands. That's where you want to pitch the big guys. Don't want them to get that bat extended.
We've seen a lot of Phillies fans go up to Fenway for this matchup. A lot of Red Sox fans, some from the area, that come to Citizens Bank Park for the matchup. Here's Nava. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. It's 0-1. Nava grounded to Galvis his first time up. 0 for 1. Hamels takes a step off. Tied him up with a cutter. So fastball and a cutter, 3-mile-an-hour difference, but a world of extra movement.
That's where he wanted. You see the target too. Again, you got Carlos Ruiz on the same page just about all the time. Very seldom does he really talk about, well, I don't want to throw that pitch. They are right on the same page, and he just fires that out of the strike zone there.
There's a pop up toward the seats. That'll go back out of play. It remains no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, this gives us a chance to remind everyone that the Mega Millions will go off Tuesday and today, and the Powerball, which is up to $100 million, will go off tomorrow. Goes off on Wednesday and Saturdays. Sarge doesn't need to play the Mega Millions or Powerball anymore because of his singing career, his budding singing career.
Oh, boy.
1-2 to Nava.
I don't know about all of that.
Where are you going next? American
Although
Idol?
I will say, though, I got a lot of calls from people around the country, by the way. I think my grandsons had a lot to do with that. Okay, let's just be frank about that. Oh,
they were cute. Changeup, hook down the left field line, foul.
Boy, hit a pretty good pitch there. Might want to stick with that cutter in on the hands. Again, looking for that ground ball.
Oh,
take a look at it. There's a breaking
it's
ball.
A curveball. That wasn't
just,
a change.
Oh, he followed it right down and really put a good stroke on that ball.
They're making him work here in this inning. He's up to 62 pitches overall. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Nava. And the pitch. Changeup, hit in the air, center field. Victorino's under it. The runner tagging from third. Shane's throw will go to second. So a sacrifice fly as Ross scores 4-2. And the Phil's lead is whittled down to 2. So Nava gets the RBI. And Marlon Byrd will be the hitter. So 22 pitches this inning for Cole.
Controlled damage is really what you want to do. He's done that so far. Just needs to get Byrd and get on out of this.
Marlins overall average, that includes his at-bats with the Cubs, is at 200. Red Sox average at 278.
One of the knock on him with the Cubs, not so much that he wasn't hitting 300, is that just wasn't driving in any runs. And evident of why he's probably hitting a lot lower in the lineup, because he gets on. If you're not scoring them or not driving them in, I mean, it's just you're clogging up the bases.
He has a very distinct hitting style. Everybody has their own style, but I think his is more distinct than others because of the little hitch he has that was taught by Rudy Jaramillo.
Yep. Yeah, and Rudy, he will analyze different hitters and come up with different ways, but he likes separation when he teaches hitting. Pretty good pitch.
Just taking a little walk. May have been just a little high for Jerry Meals' liking.
Yeah, not only that, you might want to wait for that call there. A lot of times umpires don't like players calling that pitch themselves, meaning walking off. When you see the whole side moving, you know that that ball was really pretty close to the plate.
Red Sox have a run in here in the 4th. They've scored 2 runs combined the last couple of innings. That was a curveball that kind of looped the outside of the plate, according to Meals. And now it's 3-2. So Mayberry will play off the runner at first because he'll be going. Bard's on deck. Ground ball toward third. Another foul ball.
That's still a situation. Doesn't have to really give in to him, especially with the pitcher on deck. He's got to hit your pitch. No, not just going to just go after him with a fastball maybe and down the middle. Looks like to be maybe a little cutter.
Got it. Came back with a changeup. 4th strikeout for Hamels. He leaves one. He allows one in the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Phil's lead is at 2. Real deals, big inventory. Now at your Honda dealer. Buy McDonald's, get a large sweet tea for $1. And buy Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. Now last to the fourth, the Phils on top 4-2. Looking for a little bit more. John Mayberry, an RBI double his last time up against Daniel Bard. Let's see if the Phils can get something cooking again.
Well, he actually hit. I'm sorry, Tom. So he actually hit a pretty good pitch there, breaking ball that he hit, and that's always becomes clutch. Well, the more runs that you can get against this club, the easier it is to be able to pitch against them.
In fact, he set Mayberry up with that pitch there that he swung at his first at bat, then laid off, and then finally got a hanger that he was able to hit.
Yeah, there's certain times he doesn't continue to stay in a good hitting position where he's able to swing at those.
But is he reminding himself more, you think?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. You know, he has a lot of pride about himself, too. I mean, obviously, no one is just going up there and not doing or trying to do their best.
And he takes ball 4, so he walks on 4 pitches. Fourth walk issued by Bard. He's also hit a batter. Speaking of pitches, the first pitch today was by the great Bernie Perrant. And he got a nice round of applause and let it go on the inside corner. That's a pretty good pitch. And Greg Murphy is with the great Flyer goalie. Take it away, Murph.
I certainly am. Always great to talk with Bernie Perrant, who's here with his grandson, Bernie, and his buddy Shane over here as well. And Bernie, not only a Hall of Fame hockey player in this city, but a great baseball fan, too, are you not?
Of course. Did you see that pitch? That was awesome, wasn't it?
It was pretty impressive.
I love baseball. I really do. And every time, I tell a lot of people, every time I come in this place, as soon as I see that field, the magic starts. Beautiful place.
Well, you know, last time we saw you on this field, you were all suited up and playing in the Winter Classic. So you have some memories of playing in this very ballpark. That had to be something special.
Yeah, it was incredible. You know, the alumni, you know, came out. They told us, they said, okay, it's time to go out, boys. We came on the ice, and we had the same. We had 45,000 people. Come on, this is a beautiful thing.
The fans in Philadelphia, don't forget, certainly the best fans in baseball and in hockey. And, you know, nowadays you're keeping yourself pretty busy as well. You've written a book, and you're out there on the speaking circuit as well.
Yes. It's the title of the book is My Journey Through Risk and Fear. And I share with people different ages, you know, from high school to on up, and share with people we're faced many times. You got to take risk in life, you know, and when you take risk, fear comes in. And people back away, you know, and they miss out on great opportunities. So my advice is take the risk and do it. If it doesn't work out, learn from it and move on.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good advice. Bernie Perrant, always great to see you.
Thank you.
The incomparable Bernie Perrant, T-Mac, who spoke to some of the young players down in Clearwater earlier this year.
Yeah, he did a great job. He and Dan Plesac both were invited to speak to some of the Phil's farm players. And from everybody that heard both Plesac and Bernie speak, they said they were both outstanding, and I can only imagine.
Well, I mean, anytime you get players of that magnitude, especially Hall of Famers that will come in and say anything to you, it just gives you a lot more inspiration.
2-1 the count to Freddie Galvis. And he fouls it away. 2-2. Phillies have this program every year where they bring the minor leaguers in to teach them about handling the media, doing different community programs, what to expect as they progress through the farm system. It's a great program. And, you know, from time to time they'll bring in guest speakers. And as we mentioned, Bernie Perrant was one of those guest speakers. Dan Plesac was too. Brian Schneider, Mike Fontenot taking in tonight's ball game. The count is 2-2 to Galvis. And a curveball and a called strike 3. Kind of frozen with that one.
Pretty good pitch.
3 strikeouts for Bard. Phillies will head back into the National League Monday against the Nationals, and then as the season moves on, they'll take on the Los Angeles Dodgers for a 4-game series beginning Monday, June 4th. That series wraps up on the 7th of June. That's a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. Go to Phillies.com to check out the list of activities for that 4-game series, which includes the Cliff Lee bobblehead. Presented by Toyota, given out to all fans. Hamels grounded out his first time up. He takes high, 1-0.
Even though these guys take a lot of pride about their hitting, correct situation, you want that runner in scoring position. Want to be able to tack on.
But he bunts toward first. That'll get the job done. As Mayberry gets up to second, so it'll leave it for Rollins.
That was a textbook bunt. Exactly how you want to do it. Right toward first base. Kind of killed that ball a little bit. No problem, too, for Mayberry to get into second base. Here's the guy that needs to get hot. Got to have that leadoff hitter hot. He starts getting on and scoring some runs there. This club will really take off.
Well, he scored a run in the first after leading off the first with a walk. His numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position are not what Jimmy would like them to be at this point.
No, not at all. You know, he knows that he's a big part of that club. All those guys are, though. They're playing every day. Victorino, Pence, and they're counting on those kind of guys, though, to carry most of the load. Obviously, Carlos doing his part, pitchers as well. Take a look at Pete McCannon, acting manager here tonight.
Charlie Manuel's 1-game suspension. Two balls, 1 strike to Rollins. "32 pitches in the first really scarred this outing for Bard. He's up to 14 here in the fourth. Jimmy's being very patient with him.
Looking at a lot of pitches. And the one thing, though, you want him to do, which you've seen him accustomed to doing, is in the hitting counts, 3-1, 2-0, well, make sure he has a good pass at the ball, not swinging at bad pitches.
Now there's ball 4. So he walks for the 4th time in the last 2 games. 5 walks issued by Bard. Sunday nights are getting offensive on Comcast Sportsnet. This Sunday, watch 2 Philly sports personalities debate the hottest topics in Philly sports. You decide who the champ by voting at csnphilly.com. Don't miss Full Contact, live Sunday night at 6:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. So with 2 outs, Juan Pierre is 0 for 2.
It's a tough pitch right here to swing at first pitch. That's not one you want to swing at with 2 outs with a base hit. Even though the fielders are up a little bit, I think Mayberry should be able to score. Got to get a little better secondary for me.
A ball out to second. Pedroia backs up on it. Inning is over, so no runs, no hits. 2 men left. We've completed 4. Phillies will go back to work defensively when we come back. Memorial Day at Arkansas Avenue and the beach. It's Comcast Sportsnet Phillies at the Beach viewing party. Free event. You can enjoy watching the game at the beach and the big screen. It's brought to you by Comcast Sportsnet. Festivities start at noon. Game time is 1 o'clock against the Mets. The Fanatic will be there. Phillies ball girls and Comcast Sportsnet's Amy Fadul. Go to phillies.com/beach for more information. Of course, that's weather permitting. Daniel Bard leads off the 5th. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Bard grounded out to short his first time up. Two.
Want that first hitter. Now, obviously, the pitcher, especially the ones in the American League, haven't been hitting. You would think the advantage would be to the National League guys, but they have some pretty good athletes in that American League.
Well, that's his second professional at bat. He never batted in the minor leagues. He hasn't batted in the major leagues, and he's batted twice tonight. He's 0 for 2.
And he probably doesn't want to hit much more either. Take a look at this swing. Not as textbook as you would like. You got to keep your eye on the ball. But, you know, for a pitcher, what are you going to do that hasn't hit?
Well, here's Mike Aviles, who's 0 for 2, or is 2 for 2, excuse me. He doubled his first time up and then homered his last time up. Red Sox began the year 1-5, and then they were 12-19 after 31 games. It was not the beginning that anybody wanted up in Boston. You know, kind of like the Phillies. I mean, the Phillies didn't have the start that they wanted for Bobby Valentine to take over for Terry Francona.
Right.
The season didn't begin the way he sort of drew it up in his mind. And part of that start was a 9-0 lead against the Yankees on April 21st that they wound up losing 15-9. That was a lot like the Phillies' 6-0 lead against the Braves.
I remember that game.
Just saw the last 7. They're 6-1 in the last 7.
Now they have been playing better as of late. Talk with Jerry Royster there, their third base coach, and when you look at that ERA, that's all you got to look at to see how a team has actually been playing. Late swing there. But Jerry Royster talked about how difficult, you know, it really was for them in the beginning.
There's Jerry.
There's Jerry, ex-teammate of mine with the Atlanta Braves.
Grounder towards shortstop to his left, Rollins.
He did say, though, people in Boston a little bit different, that they really let you know, and no matter where you go, that they want that club to be playing better. They don't just blame the players there. They get all over the coaches, too.
Well, I think we were all watching that comeback by the Yankees. And every time Bobby Valentine came out to change a pitcher, I mean, his walk back to the dugout, I mean, the fans are right on top of you.
Oh, right on top of you.
I mean, he hurt him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
There's Pedroia. Well, they are opinionated in Boston, just like they are in New York, here in Philadelphia. One ball, one strike to Pedroia.
Pedroia, when he's having batting practice, as you take a look at Papelbon, it's looking forward to getting into the game. Pedroia says that it's the laser show when he's hitting batting practice. This guy, small guy, a big heart. Seems that you have a lot of good second basemen in the league on both sides. Former MVP, if you can believe that.
326 back in 2008 when he scored 118 runs.
It's just one heck of a year. And again, not a big guy at all. Well, it just goes to show you, you don't just have to be 6'2", 6'3" to be able to play the game. You play this game with heart. You play it with desire. Obviously, God-given talent. He's making good pitches, and they've had tough at-bats. Phillies have done a good job too with good at bats.
There's Charlie Manuel watching the game with Ruben Amaro and Ed Wade and Scott Profrock. Charlie's not allowed to be down in his office, down in the dugout. Over to third. Wigginton scoops it up from the infield. Grass will take care of Pedroia. That is a very good inning for Hamels. A 1-2-3 inning. Comfortable pitch count. We've completed 4.5 on to the bottom of the 5. Chuck smiling because the Phils are up 2. Against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sarge, you like fireworks?
Love them.
Our 2 fireworks show, the 25th and 26th after the ball game. And Thursday the 28th is a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. Go to Phillies.com and get your tickets right now. The Phils at the Pirates. Folks are looking at their phones right now, and you wonder if they're gazing at the scoreboard around Interleague. There's one National League matchup, St. Louis and Los Angeles. That will all change next year. As Victorino leads it off, chops it left side. Aviles backhands, throws him out. Sarge, it'll change next year. We mentioned it before because there'll be 15 American League teams, 15 National League teams. Then every series of the year, there'll be at least one interleague game.
Well, I tell you, the team hopes that at the very end of the season that you're not doing it, that you hope that you're in your division, especially if you're only, maybe say if you're down a game or so, you want to be in that division or playing your team, for me, head to head, you know, but it's going to be fair for everybody since everybody's doing it. And, you know, I'm not so much a fan of it. I like it the way it is kind of right now where you're able to play and see them, the American League teams a little bit.
Pence slams one deep to left center field. Forget about that one. Solo home run for Hunter Pence. It just sounded real good off the bat. And the Phillies take a 5-2 lead. Ten home runs for Pence. 28 runs batted in. Jeanette Volpe of Delran, you've just won $200. Now that's a laser shot.
Well, it sure is. As he drives that ball, check out the swing. That ball staying out over the heart of the plate. His eyes down on the ball as it goes out of the ballpark. And you're right. The sound will tell you how far that ball is going to go.
So the Phils get an extra run here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Ruiz, who takes it side.
That certainly wasn't done on purpose there. It was a breaking ball. Just kind of got away from him a little bit.
Carlos, a little out in front of that breaking pitch.
Got to tell you, though, he didn't bail on that ball at all. He stayed right in there. Got hit the last time. That curveball over his head. Then he stays in there on another one. That's why that average is where you see it.
Off the end of the bat. Playable for Cody Ross. So 2 outs. I heard you talking today with Jimmy Rollins, which I want to get to about that conversation. For the Hunter Pence home run, and each one hit by the Phillies this year, one tree will be planted by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society as part of Home Runs for Trees, a partnership between the Phillies, PHS, and Aramark. Go to Phillies.com/redgoesgreen for more information. I thought Jimmy said some interesting things about Carlos and the way he's hitting earlier today to you when you were talking to him about it.
Well, and I agree with that, because when you are hitting and you're hitting well, you're not even thinking about it. You're just going up there. Everything is really slowed down for you. You're able to pick up the spin of the ball.
That was the comment that I thought was interesting, that Jimmy said that Carlos, he's just not thinking about it.
Yeah.
He's just going up there and hitting.
Not thinking about it. I asked him, too, whether or not you actually see the ball hit the bat. Pete used to talk about that all the time there, and he says, well, occasionally he says he does that. He sees it. Occasionally I saw it. But the good hitters, they see it almost all the time there. And I know Pete used to talk about it. If you could imagine making contact and actually visualizing or seeing that ball go off of the bat there. Oh.
Wigginton, the second batter, hit tonight, and the ricochet hit Saltalamacchia, who's sprawled out behind home plate. Here comes Bobby Valentine, and the Red Sox athletic trainer.
Boy, I don't know if that actually went off of Chooch and hit him flush. You know, it sounded as if it hit him flush there. Hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah, Saltalamacchia went down almost immediately. I mean, the carom, I didn't see where it hit him. But Rick Jameson, the athletic trainer for the Red Sox. So that's Jim. Looks like it might be Rick Jameson. The ball hits the elbow of Wigginton, and then look at that! A ricochet hit him right on the left ear.
Oh boy!
Wow. They've got it looks like a bandage on that ear, so it must have caused a laceration of some sorts. Wigginton immediately ran up the first base line. He wasn't any worse for wear. You see the blood on the forehead of Saltalamacchia.
Now take a look at it as that ball comes in there, bounces right off of Wigginton, then it bounces again. That's what happens on that ricochet, and you can see it goes down right away. Take a look at it again as it goes right off of Ty.
Oof. Right off his tie, right off of Saltalamacchia's glove, off his shoulder, and then off his ear. Well, he looks like he's in a world of pain right now. I think he just said he's okay. Kelly Shopik is the backup catcher for the Red Sox. And whether Bobby Valentine is going to make a move or not, we'll see.
Well, if you hit him a little bit further, hits him on the helmet, he doesn't have that happen. But again, it's what you like to see, that Philly fans giving him a hand and appreciate the play. More so, though, that he isn't hurt, able to walk off so far.
Well, so he's going to leave, and the Red Sox are going to have to make a change. Take a listen to it, folks, as the caroms occur. See skin, basically to skin.
All flush.
Yep. So Bobby Valentine has let Jerry Meals know who the new catcher will be. Shopper probably had to go into the clubhouse and get his equipment.
Oh, if that hits him there on the helmet a little bit, no problem. When it hits you there, flesh, right on your skin someplace, that is going to smart.
So here comes Kelly Shopik. He'll take over behind the plate. They'll give him some time just to catch some pitches to get himself loose. A reminder that tonight on Sports Night you get the latest news on the Phils plus a breakdown of the Sixers Game 4 Eastern Conference semifinal against the Celtics. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night, presented by Toyota. After the game, only on Comcast Sportsnet. I think Shopik's ready to go. So he'll check in. John Mayberry is the hitter. That's where the ball hit Wigginton. He just showed Adrian Gonzalez. 45,205 tonight at Citizens Bank Park for Game 1 of this series against the Red Sox. And another sellout. Mentioned that there were tickets available before this game earlier this week, and they went pretty quickly. So now John Mayberry, who doubled and walked in his first 2 at-bats, up with Wigginton and 2 outs here in the 5th.
You know, those are those pitches I think that Mayberry could be a little bit more aggressive on. Be ready to hit those strikes that are almost right down the middle.
Slow roller towards shortstop. Didn't take the last hop that Aviles thought, but he throws him out. Phillies do get a run, though, on the home run by Hunter Pence. They leave one here in the 5th. So as we go to the 6th inning here at Citizens Bank Park, the Phillies up 5-2. Hunter Pence has reached double digits in home runs. That was number 10. Phillies are up 5-2 as we go to the 6th.
Seasons, Placido Polanco has been a picture of consistency in the field, snagging 3 Gold Glove awards at 2 different positions. His defense has been second to his dependability at the plate. The above 300 career average hitter has now added a monumental 2,000th hit. And of course, he did it with a little style. This well-deserved curtain call is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way.
Now the Fanatic entertaining the crowd, not entertaining the security personnel here at the ballpark. Fanatic was doing his best to crack a smile there, but nothing was happening. Go to the top of the 6th. It's 5-2 Phillies on top. Adrian Gonzalez leads it off here in the 6th. He's 0 for 2 against Hamels. And he takes changeup inside. It's 1-0. Phillies with 5 runs on 3 hits. Red Sox with 2 runs on 4 hits.
Not used to seeing that average down there by Gonzalez. Before it's all said and done, it will be back. He's just too good of a hitter. I think David Ortiz might be in that lineup tomorrow there at first base.
And Gonzalez, they think, will be out in the outfield somewhere.
Yeah, they've talked about they've been taking actually fly balls, ground balls. one of the things they were saying is they didn't want to really be weak in 2 positions. Although I'm thinking David's will probably say that he can play that and looking forward to it. He's having an extremely good year hitting-wise.
In fact, one of the stories I read about Gonzalez taking fly balls is that he's looked very good, and they may even put him in right field.
Well, he'll get tested. If you take a look at David there on the bench, and also Pedroia.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. And a call, strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. A cutter for the 6th strikeout for Hamels. 7 in a row retired by Cole.
Yeah, that's just a good pitch there on the outside. Nothing he can do with that.
Every time the Phillies retire the opposing team 1-2-3, which Hamels did in the 5th. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Cody Ross doubled and scored his last time up, and he's going to drill one deep to left, fair or foul. It is a fair ball. Home run.
Well, you don't get that ball inside to Cody. You're asking for trouble. We've seen this act before with them. You get that cutter in, you're going to be okay. If you leave it out over the plate, he's looking fastball just about all the time. Hard to get it by him on the inside part of the plate. Yeah, you do have to pitch inside. You got to pitch in off the plate. That ball almost right down the middle. You can see that it's yank hard as it's going out. Didn't hook enough. See you later. Cole's looking on. He knows he's heard that sound.
Well, that's his 8th home run here at Citizens Bank Park in the regular season. It's his 14th home run against the Phillies overall. It's his 5th in 37 at-bats against Cole.
Well, season pretty good.
So it's 5-3 Phillies.
And I'm sure, though, Cole might consider that just a mistake where that pitch was.
Yeah.
He wanted to get that ball in.
Swing and a miss. That's a good pitch. That was the best curveball he's thrown tonight. 7 strikeouts for Hamels.
Take a look there at that curveball, 12-6 piece as it comes down. And keep in mind that hitter's looking as if that's a fastball. That's why that ball, he's out in front of it. And breaking ball, breaking down, very difficult to hit. Those kind of pitches, just want to try and foul them off if you can.
Rich Doobie's hoping for a quick out here. He's at 96 pitches, Hamels is, or 97, excuse me. Kelly Shopik is hitting for the first time, and he takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball, 1 strike to count. Change up in there for strike 2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Justin Verlander, who has 2 career no-hitters, is working on a 3rd. He had a no-hitter against the Brewers in interleague play back in 2007. Had one in the American League against the Blue Jays last year.
When you see that, you know he has everything working, and especially that fastball, and he's spotting that ball. And they usually pitch off that fastball. When that's working, you get that changeup, curveball, and split working, and all of his off-speed pitches. That's what you're going to get.
The 1-2 pitch to Shopik. Swing and a miss. He got him with a changeup. 8 strikeouts for Hamels. He strikes out 3 in the inning. He does allow a home run, but he came back, got the next 2 guys on strikeouts. to finish up the 6th inning. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. Call 1-800-JEFF now for an appointment. 5-3, Phil's on top. Bottom of the 6th, Nick Punto will take over at third base for the Red Sox. A double switch for Boston. Matt Albers is the new pitcher. He'll take over for Bard. So Punto will bat 9th. Albers will bat 5th. Albers' 16th game. No wins, no losses. A 1.65 earned run average. So Bard goes 5. Only allows 3 hits. But he walked a bushel.
Yep.
Time now for a Coors Light freeze can. Got some Red Sox fans in the house. And they're hanging with some Phillies fans. Can't we all get along, Sarge?
Yep.
We said there's a lot of rivalries that were made for interleague play. Yankees, Mets, Giants, A's. But even Red Sox and Phillies fans can do some things together.
Yep.
Coors Light freeze can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Galvis bunts towards second. Running it a little too hard. And one away.
It's a real good try, though. Just trying to get on base, and you're right. Just bunted that a little bit too hard. What you gotta like about that, though, I mean, he's trying different things there, and gotta like what he's doing so far this year.
Cole Hamels is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice, and he's behind no balls and 3 strike. Answers our question as to whether he'll pitch the 7th. He will, of course. Just over 100 pitches on the night. Tomorrow it'll be John Lester against Joe Blanton. Pretty nice matchup.
Yeah.
Sunday, Josh Beckett against Cliff Lee.
Looking forward to that one. Well, it actually seems every time one of our starting pitchers are starting, and you almost have a number 1 out there that's pitching, so they're usually up to their game. Cole's been terrific so far this year.
Hamels a swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Shopik. I don't know if Cole even realized it. He's walking away. Strikeout for Albers. 2 outs. Rollins is up. Phillies scored 4 right out of the chute in the first. That was a big deal. But I think what he did in the top of the first, Hamels working around the leadoff double, that was a big deal.
Well, yeah, I mean, controlled damage. Actually, what he did, had runners there on first and third, and only gave up that one run.
Fly ball, shallow center. Going out as Aviles. He'll give way to Bird, and the Phillies go down quietly here in the 6th. So a 1-2-3 6th inning. We go to the 7th. Phillies hanging on with a 2-run lead.
Hit by Carlos Ruiz. Hunter Pence has a home run. Cole Hamels a solid 6. He pitches into the 7th. Cody Ross, you know to pay to get into this place. He is unbelievable. It doesn't matter what uni he wears.
That's it. We're going to charge him tomorrow. We start the 7th, and Nava leads it off against Hamels. It'll be Nava, Bird, and Punto.
He's a perfect night working again tonight, this Cody Ross. Walk, double, homer.
And Nava hits one in the air to left field. Not that deep. Playable for Pierre. One out. Chad Qualls is loosening in the pen for the Phillies. I think part of that is just in case Hamels runs into trouble here in the 7th. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Jonathan Papelbon, of course, is available tonight after his 1-out save last night. And I think he's very anxious to get into a game against his old team.
You have much adrenaline rush pitching here tonight against these guys.
He was funny today during his press conference. 0-2 to count to Marlon Byrd. Making fun of David Ortiz. They said, who do you want to face? Who's the guy you're looking forward to? And he said, Big Sloppy. On the hands, there's a looper just out of the reach of Freddie Galvis. A 1-out single for Bird. Here comes Punto. Freddie almost got there.
Yeah, he really made a great pitch on Marlon Byrd. Jammed him. Galvis was playing Byrd up the middle and just couldn't quite get to him.
Punto, who last year was with the St. Louis Cardinals when they won their World Championship. Just 143 this year. 5 for 35 in his at-bats. but his numbers against his former team, he's played just 7 games against the Phillies, but he's made them count. Made the last out, or recorded the last out of the World Series. That ground ball to him off the bat of Ryan. And he kind of just walked it over to the first base bag because Ryan unfortunately had gone down with the torn Achilles.
We were looking out there wondering why is Nick Punto running the ball over to Albert Pujols, and all of a sudden you look down and boy, there was poor Ryan Howard riding on the ground in agony.
0-2 the count. Swing and a miss. He got him with a curveball. It was almost like a slur. That's 9 strikeouts for Hamels. He's 1 out away of getting through the 7th.
Right, trying to get him through. His pitch count's a little bit high, but last time out I think he had 21 foul balls. Tonight 25, as he gets away with a high curveball there. And, you know, when you figure 25 foul balls and you're looking out at that pitch count, that's the difference between those swings and misses that he'll get some nights and get earlier outs, and a lot of foul balls and a higher count.
Fastball for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Change up to third. Wiggins backs up on it. He's going to go the short way to second. And Hamels is through 7 innings. 5-4 on the putout at second base. Time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. Juan Pierre is going to get a chance to get things rolling for the Phils. When we get back, the Phils up by 2. Which famous Red Sox player attended Notre Dame on a dual scholarship, which also included basketball?
How about a guy who won the Triple Crown? Carl Yastrzemski.
Carl Yastrzemski. Wheels is correct. They called him Yaz.
They called him Yaz, and he was big in Boston.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
And a Golden Domer.
I didn't realize he was that good of an athlete.
No, I didn't either. I knew he was a great baseball player.
Juan Pierre leads off the home 7th.
He was a master of the monster. He really learned how to play that wall.
Look at Pierre's night tonight. You look at that and you say, hey, Dustin, your way.
He's rolling him over.
Hit 1 ball really hard. This time to the left side. And Aviles in foul territory makes the catch. So 1 out. Yeah, that'll bring Victorino to the plate. Well, we haven't figured out the rotation yet, but Jamie Moyer might be pitching when the Rockies come to Philadelphia on Tuesday, June 19th. It's Irish Heritage Night. It's the start of a 3-game series. Thursday the 21st, the MLB Network drawstring backpack free to all fans. Tickets are available now by going to Phillies.com.
Figure Hamels was finished after around 110 pitches.
Yeah, Qualls had sat down. Now he's going to get up and start throwing again.
Right, as soon as there was one out. Cole tonight, in his final count, is going to have 26 foul balls in there with 113 pitches. You know, he had swing and a miss stuff at times, but still 26 fouls, and that's one of those things that'll run his count up a little bit. And happened the last 2 times out.
Two at 0 the count to Victorino. Shane tonight 0 for 2. He walked and scored in the first when the Phillies put a force back on. Now it's 3-0. Glance at the out-of-town scoreboard. Justin Verlander has a no-hitter through 8.
Does he have 2 of them?
He has 2 against the Brewers and against the Blue Jays. He's amazing.
Oh. He's another one of those guys you say, you know, every night he can go out there and throw a no-hitter. And it's true. I wonder how close he is to a perfect game in that thing.
Ball 4. Victorino's on for the second time tonight with a walk. Well, Verlander's walked 2 tonight.
2 base runners.
I remember the game against the Blue Jays. I don't remember where we were, but I remember we were all watching it together. And he hit 100 with his last pitch.
Yeah.
I know he hit 99 before that, but I think it was 100 miles per hour with his last pitch.
And a no-hitter. Well, he's got a little adrenaline at that point. And a great arm.
Great mechanics. Pence homered his last time up. That gave the Phils a 5-2 lead.
First time we saw him in Clearwater, he came over pitching an exhibition game. It was like, wow, is this guy different?
See if Victorino tests Albers at all with Pence up. Red Sox thought he would.
He flinched a little bit the first time, and so that's what made them pitch out.
Shane has stolen 12 this year.
And who's calling their running game over there is Kelly Shopek. Takes a peek in the dugout.
Tim Bogar's the bench coach.
Laceration of the left ear for Saltalamacchia. And you know, it reminds you the kids playing baseball.
Victorino goes. The throw, it's a quick release in time to get Victorino. Caught for just the second time this year.
He's trying to steal a bag there. It's a good throw by Kelly Shopek right on the bag with a lot on it. Straight steal. Going on his own. And out. A lot of times kids would catch, you know, you have all that equipment on, you see them turn their head all the time when balls would bounce up there. You know, it's scary back there. And we've seen more than once a kid get hit right in the ear like that because they turn their head. And of course, in the big leagues, they don't turn their heads, and he just got unfortunate that Saltalamacchia and that ball glanced off Wiggin and smoked it.
Now you very rarely in a Little League game or in a Babe Ruth game see a catcher without the hockey style catcher mask.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a difference in the era I played in because I saw a lot of kids with some beat up looking ears from turning from side to side.
It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Pence. And it's 3-2. Time now for a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and it was Hunter Pence's last at bat.
Got a slider, looked like from Daniel Bard. That thing was a middle in, and Hunter, of course, pulls off. And when you throw him one in there, he can reach it and he can do some damage, and he did.
Cold Hard Blast is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Opposite way, a base hit. Nice job. He's going with it there. Second hit of the night. Our buddy Scott Air, who was always great to have around, just texted me and said Verlander hit 100 twice in the 8th inning, striking out the side
tonight.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing, but it doesn't amaze you the way he throws. That arm it is.
Scott Air should be here tonight because you walk out the press box door, you got Pat Burrell, Larry Christensen,
Right.
Marty
Marty
Bystrom, Darren Dalton.
Yeah, I was out there a little while ago. I told you it's like a reunion out there. Every time he turned around, was another guy. Different eras.
Carlos takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. 1 for 2, a 2-run single his first time up. Going to push a mix in the Sarge in L.A. Ricky Metallico was here today.
Yeah. Oh, you're used to them.
Carlos on the hands. When you're hot, folks. Pence will stop at second. .42 hits for Carlos Ruiz.
Yeah, it's a shame about the stolen base in this inning. They could have had another run. He got caught stealing. Tom says when you're hot, you're hot. He makes a great pitch on him right there to Matt Albers. And you see them playing him up the middle. And did that make the grass on the fly? No. You hit a line drive like that, it doesn't make the grass on the fly. You know you got yammed. And he did.
Now some ducks out on the pond for Wigginton. One in scoring position. Wigginton's 0 for 1 with an RBI. He's reached base safely in 17 straight. What's going on here?
Time was called down to first base. Oh, Bobby's coming out.
Oh, there comes Bobby. There's nobody warming up.
He sees a lot of things.
Maybe there was something wrong with Albers. I don't know.
We'll have to bring the trainer out. If if they think it is, then they wave it off. I don't know what the strategy could be here, but Bobby Valentine really knows the game. He's amazing. But what that was about, no telling.
No balls and 1 strike. Bobby Valentine was selected in the first round in Major League Baseball's draft the same year that Sarge was drafted.
He was a good player
until he broke his leg.
Broke his leg, I think, running into a wall in the outfield. On the phone to the bullpen.
Wigginton fouls it away, so it's 0-2.
He just went out there and talked about pitch selection to Ty Wigginton. Vicente Padilla out there in that bullpen.
Yeah, that's Franklin Morales. Yeah, Padilla's out there. Morales is out there. Swing and a miss. They're not going to need to go to the pen here in the 7th. The strikeout of Wigginton. 3 straight breaking pitches. Phillies leave a couple. We played 7. On to the 8th inning. Looks like the Phils are going to dip into their bullpen with Dustin Pedroia leading it off. guarantee, rethink possible by Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. By Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by WB Mason, you can't go wrong when you buy right. Cole Hamels did his job, 7 innings, 6 hits, and 3 runs. Now Pete Maccannon's going to tinker with some things. Mayberry goes to left field. He'll take over for Juan Pierre out there. Mike Fontenot is the new third baseman. Placido Polanco still unable to go tonight as a position player. Ty Wigginton moves from third over to first. And Chad Qualls will take over for Cole Hamels. And Dustin Pedroia leads it off. And he takes a slider for a strike. It's 0-1. Bastardo is warming up too for the Phillies. In case Pete Mackinnon wants to make a change. You see Qualls' numbers.
Yeah, Gonzalez is up next, and Ross and the right-handers after that, but Big Poppy's on that bench. Papelbon calling?
Big slop.
So he can get away with that.
He can. He did it in a very jovial way. He was good today, though, talking about the switch over to Philadelphia. Pedroia lifts it to left center field. Into the alley goes Mayberry and Victorino for the first out. All right, time now for our Liberty Mutual defensive plays of the game. We said Cole Hamels had 7 strong innings tonight. This was a pretty big strikeout early on.
Well, Mike Villiers led off the game with a double, and then he struck out Pedroia. Shallow fly ball there by Gonzalez, and then after a walk, Middlebrooks, the young third baseman, pops up, and Cole Hamels got out of that first inning with nothing, and then his team came in and scored 4. So those are our Liberty Mutual defensive plays of the game.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual. What's your policy? And Adrian Gonzalez takes strike 1. There's Bastardo. As Wheels alluded to, he's up there in case the Red Sox decide to dip into their Big Poppy. Or dip into the bench for Big Poppy. That ball is crushed. That is one of the longer home runs you will see off the facing of the second deck here at Citizens Bank Park. It's a 1-run game.
As we talked about earlier, it was 4-0 and they weren't scoring. It's not like they weren't trying, but these guys have so much firepower. Thankfully, they're hitting these homers as solos.
But a lot of questions about Adrian Gonzalez and his power. He kept saying he was going to hit a home run here, he's going to hit a home run there. Well, he hits one right here in Philadelphia to make it a 1-run game.
He's hit home runs in this park before. He always loved hitting here. Breaking ball. Oh boy, the left-handed hitters love it in that spot. Look at it down right on the barrel. There are very few left-handed hitters on this earth that don't like the ball down. For whatever reason, they're low ball hitters.
Here's Cody Ross. He'll take a slider way outside. 1-0.
And now here you go, late in the game again, hanging on.
Ross has turned out to be a pretty good pickup for the Red Sox with all their problems they've had.
Seems to be a pretty good pickup wherever he goes, doesn't he?
At least for a time.
Yep. Well, he's had a lot of injury problems. There's Adrian Gonzalez, who was just lost in San Diego as far as national attention, and now over with the Red Sox. That guy's a really good player, offensively and defensively.
.404 feet to right field.
Yeah, that was a long one. I thought it was going in the upper.
Yeah, I did too.
In that second deck. It's cool here tonight. One of the few ways to slow him up in this park.
Well, now it's 2-2. The guy the Phillies have that can hit balls as far as Adrian Gonzalez, Ryan Howard. Boy, he is working hard down in Clearwater, and from all reports, he looks good, he feels good, and he's progressing, which is great news.
Oh, man.
At the back of his heel? Back of his ankle?
I think got some bones.
Yeah, right there is where the hand is.
Hurt like that.
There's David Ortiz out of the on-deck circle.
Yep, that's a guy who thought he might come up for Middlebrooks if
for that spot.
Yeah, if it got to a spot where he could tie the game, put them ahead, and it's going to be there.
Well, that's the pitcher spot. Swing and a miss. Ross is struck out for out number 2.
Oh, that's right. They did a double switch there.
So Ruiz walks out. Pete Buchanan is waiting for Ortiz to be introduced. And there's the call to the pen. So we'll go to the lefty, Antonio Bastardo. It's the 10th strikeout tonight for Phillies pitching. David Ortiz has just been introduced as a pinch hitter for Matt Albers. Pete Buchanan will counter with Antonio Bastardo. Qualls allows a run on the home run. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. The game in the balance with Bastardo coming on. Antonio Bastardo is the new pitcher for the Phils. Interleague play all around baseball. We had a no-hitter into the 9th inning out of Detroit. Verlander trying for his 3rd no-hitter of his career, and Josh Harrison loops one into center field for a clean hit. That was with 1 out in the 9th inning.
Breaking ball, too.
He is amazing.
And all those fastballs, hearing about the velocity that he was throwing them. And then he got a little bit of a hanger out over the plate, and the guy beat him with it.
Antonio Bastardo, 1-1, 1.50 earned run average. By the way, that was the only hit because Verlander just got the last out, a 1-hit shutout as the Tigers shut out the Pirates 6-0. Here it's 5-4 Phillies. David Ortiz, the pinch hitter. Lefty on lefty. Seriously?
He's done it once this year, and he has a hit. He is 1 for 1 in bunt attempts, but they didn't send him up there right now to take one swing tonight, and that swing being a bunt. He's up there to tie the game.
345 on the year, 8 homers and 27 runs batted in. He's lost 30 pounds from a season ago.
You can really tell. Well, 2 years ago, they came in here, and he had a meeting with Terry Francona. We were down there right after it, and they had it out that day. You know, Ortiz was complaining about not playing. And a lot of people thought his career may have been over. Has he ever come back big time?
They have the Jim Thome shift on against him, the Ryan Howard shift. 3 infielders on the right side.
Oh, man. Stay out of there. He's hit some homers there. He knows. Oh boy, look at that smile. He knows he had his pitch right here. Oh. Maybe just a little bit high for a left-handed hitter, but still in that zone. Say pitch him away.
Galvis has the advantage of playing way back because of Ortiz's speed. 3-1 the count. Home run leaders in Red Sox history. Ortiz with 328. That is a list of names right there, folks.
Hall of Famers on that list. Great players.
The only one that's not is Evans.
Right. Who was a heck of a player.
One of the best arms ever in the outfield. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hit hard, right side, backhanded by Wigginton. He'll flip to Bastardo covering. That was a tough flip. He's able to corral it. The inning is over. 3-1 on the putout. Bastardo gets Ortiz. The side is retired. A home run makes it a 1-run game. On to the bottom of the 8th with the Phils up by 1. Bank Park. It's the start of a 3-game series. Tuesday the 22nd is the always popular the Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets. Good matchup. Phillies and the Nationals. The Nationals are locked in a 1-1 game with the Orioles in the 9th inning. Here at Citizens Bank Park, the Phillies lead the Red Sox 5-4. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And some changes for the Red Sox. Franklin Morales is the new pitcher for Boston. And Sweeney will take over out in right field. He's a guy they got from the Oakland Athletics. He's played a lot of right field for them this year.
Yeah, Bailey came over in that deal too, right? From Oakland, I believe.
I think you're right. So Morales, every time he comes in the regular season, we say, you remember the 2007 playoffs? I thought he was going to be a star. I don't know about you, Wills.
Francis pitched so well. Well, right before the playoffs that year in the month of September, the Rockies came in here, and Ubaldo Jimenez and this guy pitched games against the Phillies in that 4-game series, and you went, whoa, do they have a couple of long-term pitchers? Well, that so often happens in this game. They're both somewhere else.
So Morales' 16th ball game, 0-1, a 4.15 earned run average. And he'll face Mayberry, Galvis, and it looks like Hector Luna, who's looming on the stairs of the Phillies dugout.
How many people came here tonight and hoped that Jonathan Papelbon would get a chance to come in and save a game against his former team? That storyline was right there, and here it is.
So 0-1 the count to Mayberry. Well, I think he was looking forward to it too.
Yeah. I mean, he can hope it'll happen, but you know, a lot of things have to happen in a game before you get to that save situation, and we're in it right now.
It's 0-2 to Mayberry, who's 1 for 2, an RBI double in the first, a walk in the fourth, and a ground out to short his last time up.
See Sweeney come into the game like that. That must mean Cody Ross's foot that ankle or wherever he beat that ball off, that had to really hurt him for them to take him out and use up an extra man like that.
Yeah, because it's not as if Sweeney will bat, let's say, next.
Right. And they would probably have wanted him on the bench as a pinch hitter.
Curveball waved at and missed. 1 out here in the 8th inning. So 1 away. Freddie Galvis is due up. As we mentioned, Jonathan Papelbon is warming in the bullpen for the Phillies. And I thought he was really funny today, Murph, and I thought he was pretty poignant too when he talked about this chance to be in the ballgame.
Well, yeah, he was both of that. And, Wheels, you just mentioned that so many people came out here hoping for that storyline to happen. Well, Jonathan Papelbon was one of those guys. He said he's been waiting for this series to happen since the day he signed here in Philadelphia. He said, it's kind of like going out in the backyard and playing against your brother. It's all about the bragging rights, and he wants to beat these guys tonight. He wants to be the one that has the ball in his hand at the end of this game.
Freddie Galvis puts a charge into that one deep to left field. Gone! Just over the flower bed. It's a 6-4 ball game. It's his 2nd home run of the year. It's his first right-handed. Charlie liked that one. So did everybody else in this yard, and it gives Jonathan Papelbon a 2-run lead at least to work with in the 9th inning.
Yeah, anytime you get that time run, another batter away. Boy, Freddie Galvis. Look at all the extra base hits he's picking up. It's amazing. 11 doubles to go along with these homers. And there's Papelbon's reaction, like, I'll take it. And, he's locked in right now. He's into that Ocho Cinco situation.
Cinco Ocho.
Cinco Ocho, I mean. Yeah, Ocho. Which Ocho Cinco is 85.
That is correct. He plays he plays in the NFL. I don't know who he plays for anymore, but he plays in the NFL. He was at the Patriots last year.
Oh, all right.
Hector Luna's the hitter.
Cinco Ocho.
Strike to Hector Luna as the pitch hitter. Well, what Murph was saying is true. I mean, and Papelbon was also asked about the Red Sox struggles, and he said, I really didn't even pay too much attention to it because I was so concentrated on what I was doing here. And what did he say, Murph, about the National League? He said, when I came over to the National League, I didn't really know a whole lot of what was going on in the National League either. I've been kind of getting educated on it this year.
Yeah, that's what he said. He wasn't paying much attention to what was happening in the National League because he didn't have to. He was worrying about what was happening over there in the American League. He said, since he's been here, he's been relying on his bullpen coach, Mick Billmeyer, to kind of fill him in as he goes along on what he needs to know about the National League and the different way to pitch to some of these guys. He says, he's never been much of a student of the game. He just goes out there and does what he has to do. And so far this season, 11 for 11. He's done it well.
Yeah, tongue-in-cheek, he said, listen, I only had a state education, a state college education. So, I can't be expected to understand everything.
He's a closer. That's why they're out there. The guy you put at the end of the game, most of these closers, Mariano Rivera, we keep bringing him up as an exception because he seems that way, but they're different because they have to be. And if they aren't when they start, they are when they finish. Because the job is so much pressure. That's why they pay them so much now.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Luna.
And having a 2-run lead is a lot nicer than that 1-run lead.
Now it's back toward the Hall of Fame club.
See that shot of Charlie sitting up there watching the game on the 1-game suspension tonight. He really is pleased with Freddie Galvis. You talk to him, you can tell when you bring a name up to him and he lights up. And he lights up when you talk about Freddie Galvis.
The athleticism alone. And really how he's worked hard. He has worked hard.
Well, nobody saw this offense coming. Nobody. All these extra base hits. Come on. When he first came up, it looked like he might slap it around a little bit for you. And now he's getting all these extra base hits.
Yeah, 14 extra base hits, the 11 doubles, the triple, and 2 home runs.
Yeah.
17 runs batted in.
Amazing. In the 8 hole. How many runs does he save out there?
Three and 2 the count. Luna's got a pretty good battle going on here.
Nice to have this guy up here. He can really help you in a number of ways.
Fly ball right center field. Charging out is Pedroia. Charging in is Sweeney. And very awkwardly makes the catch. 2 outs.
And that's his ball all the way. And Pedroia, you said, Tom, is really aggressive because that's the only way he knows how to play. But as an infielder, you are waiting to hear, I got it behind you so you can get out of there. And then Sweeney was like, oh, I'm glad I dropped that.
Well, there's Chase Utley, who again today took batting practice, took ground balls.
He's kind of playful around the cage down there tonight, too, which is a good sign.
Rollins takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Cole Hamels in line to hopefully win this game tonight. He certainly deserves it. He pitched really well. We talked about all those foul balls tonight, but he also had 18 swings and misses. And that's what he is. Cole is a big swing and a miss guy when he's on, and even when he's not on, he gets guys that chase a lot of pitches or just swing through them.
Rollins goes after a high fastball, 96 miles an hour. So Morales gives up his first home run in 23 appearances. Now, for the first time in his career, Jonathan Papelbon will face his old team up by 2. Same field with the Red Sox. He was in a Red Sox uniform. This was September 28th, 2011, the final day of the regular season. He gave up back-to-back doubles here that gave the Orioles a tie in a game that the Red Sox had led. It rained a lot during the course of the ball game. There were a few delays. The Red Sox needed to win this one, and Robert Andino lines a soft fly ball to left. Carl Crawford can't handle it. He makes a soft throw to the plate. The Orioles score. They win the game. They end the Red Sox season, and they end Papelbon's tenure with the Sox. We asked him about it during spring training.
Put up against adversity, I think for some people the best comes out, and some people it doesn't. But for me, it was a test of who I am, and I feel like I've been able to move on from that and continue to go out and work hard.
Well, he certainly has come out and worked hard in a Phillies uniform. He is very competitive. There's no doubt about that. And he's got some juice flowing for this outing to face his old team. He just signaled that he was done with his warm-up tosses. He saved more than 200 games for the Red Sox. In fact, 213, including their last World Series.
One thing you have to worry about with him right now is his adrenaline. What you have to worry about him is he doesn't throw one up on the screen. This guy really has to be fired up right now.
Well, he'll face Kelly Shopick to start it off, Daniel Nava, and Marlon Byrd. 219 career saves for Papelbon in a Red Sox uniform. I said 213, 219.
One player left on the bench, a right-handed hitter, Mara Gomez, infielder.
Shopik came on for Jared Saltalamacchia when Saltalamacchia went out with a laceration to his left ear. And he hits the first pitch on a one hop to Fontenot. He can't find it. And Shopik is aboard. That's going to have to be an error on. No, they just scored a base hit.
Now, how big is that home run? Give him a 2-run lead.
Ball was hit right on the nose, and Fontenot kept it in front of him, but he thought it shot up in the air.
Yeah, he had no idea where this is. He did a really good job of keeping it right where he could have bent over and picked it up if he had any idea where it was. Look at him looking around. How helpless is that feeling? Shopik goes up there and going to hit a first ball fastball, and he did. He hit it hard.
So a base runner, and Wigginton is not really holding him on at first. He's right behind him. Fontenot is a step back behind the bag at third, off the line. Phillies set up for 2 with Daniel Nava, the hitter. And he takes the fastball a little low. It's 1-0.
Shopik a catcher on at first base. I figure he's not going to go down by 2 runs. So they're going to play off him and guard the line.
(2-0) the count. Papelbon 11 for 11 in save opportunities this year. His numbers are staggeringly good in save situations. Not only the saves, but everything else too. (95, 95, 95).
He's pumping fastballs. 2-run lead. Is the bottom of the order.
Marlon Byrd on deck. Those guys who thought he was only throwing one pitch just saw a second pitch. It was a splitter. 3 unassisted. A runner goes up to second. 1 out. A runner in scoring position, and Marlon Byrd the batter. Pap was also asked today about the Red Sox not offering him a contract. At least that was the reports. They said, I'm the wrong person to ask about that. You have to ask the Red Sox about that. I mean, he really handled everything very well today. And now Ruiz out to the mound to talk with him.
Different signs with a runner at second base. So we'll make sure they're on the same page.
That is a very baseball festive shirt. We used to wear those. Remember on Sundays we used to wear those?
Yeah, I'm trying to forget about that. That thing looked like it ought to be in Fort Myers where they train.
Every team kind of put together one of those Hawaiian shirts, those cartoon kind of shirts. Papelbon is ready. So is Byrd. The pitch. Fastball right down the chute at 94. Byrd is 1 for 3. He had a little flare to right field his last time up. Back toward the middle. Slow roller. Rollins is there. Byrd still runs pretty well, and they get him by a half a step. 2 outs.
Boy, what a play by Jimmy Rollins. He's real deep. Bobby's going to come out. Valentine's going to come out and argue with it. Boy, that was close.
Alex Ochoa went right to the first base umpire, Gary Darling, and said a few words.
Here it is. Hit the mound, and that really slowed it up. And now Jimmy has to just flip it on the run.
And he got him. It looked like
he's out
by inches. And Bobby, I think, is saying that Wiggins' foot was off the bag. And he's out of the game. Bobby Valentine has just been thrown out of the ball game. Yeah, he's saying he got his he took his foot off the bag. It didn't look like he took his foot off the bag.
I think that's what he's saying, the way he's jumping up in the air.
Either that or
no, I'm only kidding.
Somebody's got a firecracker in his shorts.
Really? He just looks like he's launching. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. I think he only had to do it once.
Oh, somebody lost their gum. Gary Darley lost his gum.
Yeah. And if I'd have done that, I might be sitting up with Charlie Manuel. Got it right. It looked like on that replay. There's Chuck. Boy, it's nice to see somebody else that man and not me. Now, was he in contact with the bag? Yeah.
It looked like he still was and then came off the bag.
Yeah.
Look at it right here. Bobby takes his jacket off as he goes off. It looks like it's the tip of the toe is still on the bag. Yeah, he's on the bag there.
Doing a little Nureyev right there. Good job by Ty Wigginton to stay on that bag. And what a play by Jimmy Rollins.
He's still on it there. Now he's off.
And now at that point he comes up.
No, he's still on.
He stayed on there.
Well, he was on when he had the ball for plenty of time.
And it beat him.
So
he's out.
So a runner at third, 2 outs. Nick Punto is the hitter. Swing and a miss at the first one. Actually, he got a piece according to Jerry Meals. 0-1 the count. Papelbon looking for some bragging rights against his former team, against his buddies who he came up through the farm system with. $45,000 strong on their feet. 0-2 now to Punto.
And split that time, it looked like.
Oh. You know, we said there would be electricity, energy, all those things. A 5-game winning streak. Interleague play with the Red Sox coming to town has brought all of that and more.
Yeah, this is some good drama here tonight. Fun. We had a lot of that around here in the last few years, and here it is tonight.
No balls, 2 strikes the count. Papelbon gathers his sides. Swing and a miss. He got him. 95 on the gun, and Jonathan Papelbon has the bragging rights, at least for game number 1, as the Phillies win it 6-4 over the Boston Red Sox. They've won 6 consecutive games. What a way to start interleague play for the Phillies. They jumped out to a 4-0 lead after 1. And they hung on behind Cole Hamels, Jonathan Papelbon, and an offense that managed 6 base hits, but certainly was productive in this victory.
And it all started with Cole Hamels here tonight, giving him a great effort in the first inning, a leadoff double that he stranded out there, and then his guys came in and got it done with a 4 spot. There's a good fastball. See Carlos Ruiz's emotion, Papelbon's emotion. Regular season game, but this one had a little extra to it tonight, and boy, that's a great way to end it.
12 saves for Papelbon in 12 opportunities. Certainly has made an excellent first impression for the Phils. And he's down on the field with Murph. Murph, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Jonathan. You talked about it before the game, saying that you've been thinking about this since you signed here in Philadelphia. A lot of energy in this ballpark tonight. It really played out exactly the way everyone was hoping. You too?
Yeah, you know, I think tonight is a little extra buzz in the building.
Talk a little bit about getting a chance to, I know you didn't face many of your former teammates, but just facing the team that you pitched for, so you won a championship with. You said you were excited about it. Did you have a little bit of extra energy tonight?
Yeah, a little bit extra.
A little bit of extra energy. How about just pitching and getting a save for this team in 6 in a row? How important is it for that clubhouse for you to come in and get your 12th save of the season?
Yeah, you know, we got to come out here and keep this train rolling. You know, I said earlier in the season when we were losing some games, I said we got the capability to go out and put up 10, 12 wins in a row.
You talked about bragging rights, having bragging rights. Is it too early to have the bragging rights over these? You got two more.
Too early, man.
Too early, man. Series. All right, Jonathan, thank you very much. Jonathan Babelbon, guys.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. A fastball to Nick Punto. Perfect spot, some extra burst to it, and a little emotion from Carlos Ruiz to finish off this ball game. The Phillies have taken game one of this 3-game series 6-4. Cole Hamels has won again. A 6-game winning streak for Cole. It's the first time in his career he's won 6 in a row, and he's our Chevrolet player of the game.
Yeah, it was kind of a hang-in-there night in a lot of ways for him. Normal great stuff, but we mentioned a lot of foul balls. But, you know, he just pitched great. Phillies got him some early runs, and they were pecking away at him a little bit. A couple home run balls off Cole Hamels, but 9 strikeouts, only 1 walk, and that was in the first inning. And he did a tremendous job here again tonight. He is now a 6-game winner. He's a Chevrolet player.
So the Phillies win at 6-4 over the Red Sox. We'll be back to Citizens Bank Park in just a few moments to talk a little bit more about the Game 1 victory.